On today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make $60,000 flipping a mobile home. Check it out. All right, well, if you're new to my channel, my name is Chris Vasquez. I'm a real estate investor in Arizona, and my focus is fixing and flipping properties like the one right behind me. All right, so I'm in the living room of my latest project, and as you can see, this place has seen better days. This is a mobile home. It's 1,230 square feet. It was built in 2000. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it sits on 1 acre and a quarter in Arizona City, Arizona. So, as you can see, the property's seen some better days. It's not in amazing condition, but it's livable as is. So we have a couple different options here with this one. We're still trying to consider what we could do, but our first option is we're definitely gonna clean out all this garbage, all this old furniture. So a lot of times that stuff stays in the property because one of the factors that we offer property owners and sellers is that they can take what they can, and what they can't take or what they wanna leave, they can leave, and we'll go ahead and solve that problem for them and get rid of all this junk. So come check out the kitchen. All right, so in the kitchen area, you can see cabinets are in pretty good shape, countertops are in pretty good shape. There are no appliances, so we are gonna need to drop an appliance package in here. Probably gonna do a new stove, a new hood. There's no space for a dishwasher, which is cool because I honestly hate dishwashers. I'm anti-dishwasher. In all of my personal properties and my rental properties, I get rid of dishwashers. They just cause problems, they never work. Plus, I'm Mexican and we don't really believe in dishwashers, so. All right, so we're back in the living room. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about what are the repairs that we can make. So obviously this carpet, although in not bad condition, it's just a little bit dated. The baseboards, as you can see, are very small and they're yellowing. So if we decide to completely renovate this property, we will be dropping in new baseboards, new flooring, fresh paint, new fixtures. We're gonna run the whole gamut. So come check out the master bedroom, see what we're working with in here. So again, you can see structurally it's in really good shape. I'm not seeing any holes in drywall. I'm not seeing any leaky roofs. Everything is structurally operational, but it's just a little bit outdated. So with this particular property, we're just gonna have to renovate it and bring it back to 2021. So the master bath. So in the master bath, not a whole lot going on. Like I said, structurally it's in pretty good shape. It's got his and her vanities, but it's only got 1 sink, so that's kind of interesting. We might need to figure out if we can reconfigure this. Tub's in good shape, so we'll probably just change the faucet, shower fixtures, and the faucet. And we'll probably end up changing these cabinets just because they look a little bit dated here. And if we can add a his and her, that would be a value add play. So that's something that we got to consider. All right, so here we have the other 2 bedrooms. It's a pretty simple floor plan, not a whole lot going on. We're gonna be dropping new flooring in here, fresh paint in both of the rooms. We'll be changing all the fixtures. In the second bathroom, same thing. We're probably gonna be changing the cabinets, always new toilets, new vanities and things like that. Here you can kind of see that there's still some junk left over. So our crew is gonna have to work a little bit harder to get rid of a lot of this junk. Looks like somebody left an old bed frame and stuff. So it's not always pretty, guys. People think flipping real estate, selling houses, you're always in the luxury house and you're in an amazing area in Scottsdale. It's not always like that. Sometimes you got to deal with some of the ugly parts. And right now this house doesn't look amazing, but the plans that we have for it and the repairs that we can make, we know that we can turn it into something that someone could be proud of and somebody can call it home. So that's kind of what we do. All right, guys. So right now we're in a super interesting part of this property. Like I said, the property is 1,230 square feet. However, a lot of times with these properties, we get some interesting things that happen. And in this case, it looks like the previous owner decided to make an addition. And I gotta give him credit. It didn't come out terrible. However, I don't think it was permitted, and it's difficult sometimes to make additions to manufactured homes because they're not really built for that. However, I gotta say, this came out pretty good. Structurally, it's in good shape. We're definitely gonna change this door. This is just doesn't flow well. It looks like it has its own air conditioning unit, so we'll have to make sure we seal that up. and we'll probably just drop some new flooring in here, but we can't use it when we're selling it. We're not gonna be able to use this square footage as a selling point. So it's just kind of an added bonus that the new buyer is gonna get because it already came like this. So sometimes when it's in super terrible shape, we do demolish it, but this one's in pretty good shape. So we're just gonna clean it up, get some new flooring, paint it, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So you just gotta watch out for these type of things. They come across sometimes, especially with these properties out here in the middle of nowhere. Things like this happen, so you gotta be able to pivot, find a solution, and find something that works. All right guys, so now we're in the backyard, and this is actually gonna be probably the biggest selling point for these properties. You know, we know that buyers that are interested in a property like this, they like the home. Yes, obviously the home's gotta be in good shape, but they really love the land. And like I said earlier in the video, this property sits on 1.25 acres. So the really interesting and cool thing about this property is that normally when they're out here in the middle of nowhere, you have to have either a well, a private well or a shared well, or somebody has to bring you water. Well, in this case, because we're still pretty close to the city, we actually get city water. So one of the huge advantages with this property is that although you get all your land, you get all this acreage, you still got water. So that's a huge selling point for this property. And check out the rest of this as well. So this is all the yard. As you can see, it's huge. This is an acre, like I said, an acre and a quarter, and it comes included with this garage. So that 2-car garage right there, that could be a shop / garage. People that live in these rural areas like this, they love having something like that. It could be a workshop, you could run a small business out of there, you can keep your storage, park your cars. There's a lot of options with it. One of the cool things of not living in the city and being out in county limits is that you can kind of do whatever you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you can build structures. You see we have a greenhouse here, we have a shop there. All right, so now we're out here at the shop. It looks like a 2-car garage, so you can use it as a garage. I think they were using it as a shop. I think the previous owners were a bit of hoarders. Our job's gonna be in here to come in here and get rid of all this other junk. We're pretty much just gonna leave the shell and clean everything else out. That way the new owner could turn this into whatever they want to. We're gonna leave them the shell and they can customize if they wanna add some shelving or do whatever they wanna do. But right now it could serve as a 2-car garage. It could also serve as a shop, workshop, for anybody of those people that have hobbies or things like that, or maybe wanna run a small business, you can do that here. All right, so now we're in another kind of interesting part of this property. The previous owners were really big into plants, and they were growing a lot of different plants, fruits and vegetables here. And they use this shade as kind of a greenhouse. Arizona, the sun's kind of bright, so it'll eat up your plants. So they use this greenhouse shade to keep their plants alive. So it's kind of a weird little quirk with the property, but I think it kind of goes with it. So we're gonna leave it because structurally it's in good shape. And if the end buyer doesn't want it, then we'll take it down. But I think it was well built and it adds some value. So it's kind of weird. I've never had a property with a greenhouse, so we're gonna find out how it goes. Some of these things are like trial and error. So if the buyers hate it, then we gotta tear it down. But there may be a buyer that loves it, and we'll let it stay. So it's just a matter of checking it out and see what happens. All right, so now it's time for everybody's favorite part, the numbers. We purchased this property for $126,500. After closing costs, taxes, and insurance, we're into it for about $131,000. Based on its existing condition, structurally it's in good shape, so we're not gonna need a new roof or anything like that. It's gonna be pretty much cosmetic. We're penciling in about $25,000 in repairs, so 131 plus 25 would put us at $156,000 with an after repair value of $230,000. So that's gonna leave us about a $60 to $65,000 net profit. So pretty good profit for this property. We're expecting to do a 3-month turnaround. So we want to be in and out of this project within the next 3 months. And I think it's very doable because it's a small project and it's centrally located, so it's not too far out there. And we're ready to hit the ground running on this one. So, all right, so thanks for watching this video. If you found some value from this video, please share it with a friend, like, comment, subscribe. It definitely helps me out as I'm getting started with my real estate YouTube journey. As always, thanks for watching. Later.